ニコルです。私はイタリア人です。
How long have you been in Japan?
8 months.
8 months? Only 8 months. Okay. You have dated some Japanese guys, right?
Yeah, dated and I've been in a relationship for 1 year with a Japanese guy.
Yeah.
Before coming to Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, he was in Italy?
He was in Japan. It was long distance.
Oh, long distance, long distance. Okay. Today I'm going to ask her about her experiences about Japanese guys. And I'm asking her some good things and bad things about Japanese guys.
Okay, good things about dating a Japanese guy is that, well, I love Japan. So from my point of view, I really like exchanging cultural opinions and talking about different cultures, trying different food, and it's interesting because you get to travel a lot. So your partner lives in another country, you're from another country, so you just get to experience both parts of your partner's and yours, and I think it's really nice. So you just get to see how the other person lives, how you live, and it's kind of difficult because of course it takes a lot of energy, a lot of time, but it's also really useful if you're learning that language. For example, I was learning Japanese, so I could practice Japanese with my boyfriend. We would call every day, and it was great, and yeah, that was the fun part of being together, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he helped you with Japanese?
He didn't help me with Japanese.
But just talking with him.
Yeah, it was really good practice. It was really good practice because I had to force myself. Otherwise, you can't communicate, right? So if you don't speak the same language, one of the two of you has to study the language, right?
I see. Alright. So next, I'm asking her about bad stuff.
Okay. The bad stuff.
Yeah. Or bad experience.
Bad experience.
Trauma.
Oh, bad thing is that it's really difficult to understand what the other person is thinking about, because not all Japanese guys, but most of Japanese guys do not express their feelings directly. Westerns tend to say everything that they feel, and so they tend to communicate on that level.
Honest.
But Japanese people maybe don't want to hurt the other person by expressing their opinions, so they're kind of, stay silent, and they pretend that everything is okay when it's not okay. So if there's no communication, you just end up fighting. Another thing is that I think skinship.
Yeah.
Japanese culture, yeah. When you go out, you don't tend to kiss in the streets or just, hug, because it's considered rude. People may be offended, or just, they don't want to see that in public. But for me, as an Italian girl, Italians do everything, everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult to adapt to that, because, you love someone, so you want to hug them, you want to kiss them and everything. And my ex-boyfriend was a little bit, hey, what you doing? Don't touch me in public. I was like, okay. So that was kind of the bad thing. So there wasn't much skinship, and I didn't feel that much love. I give me love.
I see. Okay, now I'm going to ask her some questions that you guys want to know. Okay. How did you guys meet?
Okay, so we met on an app. It's called Hello Talk. It's basically language exchange.
Okay.
And we started texting every day. And after 3 months, we started calling every day.
Oh, okay.
So we started, getting close to each other. And even though there was distance and we never met each other, we really felt something, connection. And so we met the first time when I went to my trip to Korea. He came there from Japan.
Wow.
And he met me for 2 days on Christmas.
Okay.
And from there we became a couple.
Oh, that's how you guys
met
together.
Yeah.
Nice. So, you wanted to learn Japanese, and he wanted to learn Italian?
Yeah, he was interested in learning English.
Nice.
But eventually, I think he was busy with work. He didn't have much time, and I could speak Japanese, so he was like, oh wow, let's speak Japanese.
Okay.
So it was I had to do the translating and stuff when we were arguing or just speaking. And sometimes he used to tell me you should study more. You're not getting your point through. And I was like, well, why don't you study English? I mean, why do I have to do everything? So it was kind of, but...
Okay. So have you guys ever argued? Fight kind of?
Oh yeah, we fight all the
About
time.
what?
About really stupid stuff. For example, we used to travel together because there was distance. So for example, we were sitting down and I was like, okay, so what do you want to do today? And he was like, I don't know, you choose. And let's choose together. And he was like, oh, it's okay, you choose. And I'm like,
That's
what?
what I do actually.
So since I want to choose with my partner, I don't want to be responsible for everything.
Yeah.
I felt kind of like, oh my god, like he's not interested, why is he even here? So I used to choose what to do. And eventually like he would look bored or be like, I'm not interested in this. Then why did you ask me to choose? I mean, choose with me. So that was one of the things we used to argue for, or because he didn't like that I was too much into social media. So when I came to Japan, I started doing some like modeling photos, but it was just for fun. I mean, for my personal experience, and he was a little bit against that. He didn't like that, and he was like, if you want to be a model, you should lose weight. Like you're.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
And okay, I'm not skinny, okay, but I'm just.
I know she's only she's.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, he used to say that I'm like fat and I should lose weight and stuff. And that was the time when I was like, okay, I don't want to be with this person anymore because it just made me feel sad. I mean, okay, I'm not skinny. I know that Japanese girls are so slim and I envy them. But I mean, it's who I am. So.
Have you ever dated like Italian guys?
No.
Oh, never. Okay. So you cannot compare them to.
I can't compare, but I do. I mean, I've been a little Italy, so I know how Italian guys are. Not everyone, but.
Oh, okay. People say like Asian guys got small butt.
Yeah, okay.
What do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't have that much of a big experience, but I don't think so.
そんなことないよ。僕はそう思わない。
You are fine.
I was absolutely fine. I was absolutely
satisfied now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I've heard some of my friends' experiences, and they were like, it was super small, or
your friend.
it was okay. I mean, it depends on the person. I mean, even European guys have small dicks. I mean, or big dicks. I mean, it depends on the person.
Okay.
So it's not true.
そんなことないよ。僕はそう思わない。
Don't be so mean.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm sorry, my English is not that perfect. I haven't been practicing English in like 10 years, so I'm.
日本語ペラペラじゃん。
まあ、頑張ってる。
Alright, so thank you for watching, guys. Please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and turn on the notifications. And make sure to follow our social media like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Okay, so thank you for watching, guys. See you on the next video. Bye.